Welcome to Face, the program
that frontally discusses
political and social issues in Nigeria. The weekly program brought to you on Wednesday by 6 p.m. Nigerian time, anchored by Prince Ewemade Concourse, powered by GCSDN.
Join us.
Good evening to all our wonderful viewers all over the world, and welcome to today's edition of Face to Face. Face to Face is a program brought to you by GCSDN. This is the weekly program brought to you every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Nigerian time, anchored by my humble self, Prince Ewemade Concourse. Today, we're going to be joined in the studio by our brother, a special guest, and our topic for today is what are the challenges to health and well-being in Nigeria. My brother Charles, you are welcome to the studio. Can you hear me? Okay. Unmute yourself. Yes. Okay, yeah.
Okay, all right, good.
Yeah, my brother, you are welcome to the studio.
Having me. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for having me on the show.
How are you today, sir?
I'm very well, thank you very much. I'm very blessed. How are yourself?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much. It's good to see you on the studio. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure today.
Yeah, so our topic for today, like I said, what are the challenges to health and well-being in Nigeria? You know, in Nigeria, it's a very it's kind of society that we're today. Many people they died from mental, psychological torture from their relationship, you know, and I have a case study of one of our sister that was recently killed by her husband after going through years of psychological and emotional trauma. That's just one case, and we have quite a lot of that in Nigeria, especially in terms of relationship, boyfriend and girlfriend, cohabiting, and all that. So what are the causes of mental health and abuses in Nigeria, in your own opinion?
Okay, good. Thank you very much. Yes. So let me start first of all by talking about mental health. So we all know, especially nowadays, the awareness about mental health is becoming louder and louder, because we've now known the importance of mental health. Without mental health, we cannot function well on a day-to-day basis. Without good mental health, you can't do the things that you set out to do. Looking after your family, looking after your children, looking after your husband, your wife, all of these things. We need to have good mental health, good mental strength. And think of a country like Nigeria, with the abject poverty in Nigeria, hardship in Nigeria. When you now add somebody not being in the right frame of mind to that mix, we see how detrimental it can be to somebody's health. So that's why mental health is very, very important. Now, it doesn't matter how much we make mental health, how much people are aware of it, in situations whereby maybe somebody is going through long-term abuse. It could be domestic abuse, because there are all types of abuse. So, but regardless of the type of abuse that somebody is going through, long-term abuse will have an impact on their mental health. Okay, so long-term abuse could lead to things like depression, anxiety. Long-term abuse can lead people to start developing maybe using drugs, drinking too much alcohol, suicide. People attempt suicide just because they are fed up of long-term abuse. So so those are some of the
I've suffered a lot. I'm trying.
That's how it impacts on our mental health. Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's okay.
Thank you so much. I mean, it's like a lot of persons when they're going through this emotional, psychological trauma, they're afraid to speak out. They're afraid to speak out. That's one of the major problem. They're afraid to speak out, and even if they speak out, they feel that if they speak out, they might not get the help that they are actually needed. So they keep it to themselves, and at the end of the day, we see a case like Osinachi,
Yeah.
of her blessed memory.
Mm,
Because if she has, actually went to the authority prior to the day she was killed, I'm sure she
yes.
would have still been alive today. But
Exactly.
most
Yeah.
people they keep it to themselves, and they don't
Mm.
say anything about it. You go through
Yes. Yeah.
emotional, you go through
And
psychological.
that's the danger. That's the danger of it. You know, we've seen people all of a sudden, maybe somebody, the wife dies, or maybe, yeah, or the girlfriend or whoever,
Yeah,
somebody has died just like that, and they have died because they have suffered these things again, like I was saying, on a long-term basis.
yeah,
On long-term basis. And it's sad because there are some people who are close to them, who
yeah,
will be aware of what is going on. You know, some people in this same in the Osinachi matter now, there were some people who were very close to her, who were very close to the husband, who were aware of what is going on. You know, but well, allegedly, according to the story,
yeah,
some of the story is saying that the church that they go to, some of the people knew them. You know, and this is one of the problems why people end up going through long-term abuse now. The way, especially Christians now, they have this belief that God does not like divorce. God does not like to separate the family. You know, but I'm sure God will not like somebody's daughter or somebody's son to die of abuse. You know, so
yeah.
I think
That's actually I was coming to that now, because
there you go. Yeah,
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 that's most of the information
mm,
that we've heard about the death
yeah,
of Osinachi, because she keeps
mm,
saying, talking to her pastor. Her pastor was
mm.
aware of it, and some other
Yes.
members of the
Yeah.
church, they were
Yeah.
also aware of
Mhm.
it. And
Mhm.
this
Mhm.
is one
Mhm.
of the biggest problem. The churches also, because they believe that their doctrine that it's not good for one to separate or to divorce, especially
Mm.
in the sight of God. But
Yeah.
also, God doesn't say we should die in any relationship. If a relationship
Absolutely.
is not working for you, all you need to
Mm.
do, seek for a counsel. If it doesn't work, back off.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Back
And
off.
that's it. Yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
especially when it comes to domestic abuse, like you've been
Mm.
abused, physically and all that.
Mhm. Mhm.
Especially in
Mhm. Mhm.
Nigeria, where the law doesn't really work like the way in the kind of climate that we live here.
Yeah.
Because if you report to the police in Nigeria, they just tell you go back home and settle with your husband. That's the way it is there in Nigeria.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
unlike in the Western world here, when people go out, really go out, they are frustrated about their relationship, they go to the
Mm.
authority,
Mm.
they seek
Mhm.
for help,
Mhm.
they get the needed
Yeah.
help. They
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
it. They
Yes.
can
Yes.
get a
Yes.
restraint order against the man, or they get
Yes.
it
Yeah.
if it's
Yeah. Yeah.
the opposite sex against the
Yeah.
woman. It's
Yes.
easy.
Yeah.
But in
Yes.
Nigeria, you can't do that, because if you report to the
Mm.
police, they just tell you get out of here, and nothing is going to
Yeah.
be done. They can't do
Yes.
anything about it.
Mm.
So
Mhm.
that's why you see most of the relationship that end up the one day of the spouse being killed. This is as a result of it.
Yeah.
It's as a result
Mm.
of not saying nothing, doing nothing.
Mm.
Nobody
Mm.
say nobody say nothing. Even if you
Mm.
go to your parents, discuss with your parents. Which is
Mm.
which is the female, discuss with her parents, and at the end of
Mm.
the day, the parents will say, "Go and work it out with your husband." The highest they
Yes.
could do is to invite the husband and speak to the husband about it. But
Mm.
someone who is already physical, who is already an abuser, remains an abuser. It's difficult for
Yes.
most of them to
Yeah.
change.
Of course. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
difficult,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know.
it's difficult. More than likely, that person will not change. You know, more than likely, that person will not change. But the government also have a responsibility to
Yeah,
protect people.
yeah,
You know, the government has a responsibility to safeguard people, and they have a responsibility to put measures in place. There should be a system whereby, okay, I see, maybe for example, I see that my neighbor, the husband, is beating the wife every day. You know, even if I go and tell the husband, there will be no, it won't solve anything. You know, but neighbors who are witnessing the husband beating the wife every day, there should be somebody that they can go and report to, maybe in the local authority. Okay, and then the local authority begin to investigate the matter, or the local authority go and tell the man that, listen, the next time you touch this woman again, you are going to prison. There has to be some kind of deterrent to try to stop men from beating their wives, or even if it's the opposite sex, because we've heard the situations whereby it is the wife that is beating the husband.
Yeah, that's also
But
possible.
yeah, it's possible. Oh, in the UK. There are somebody I know actually just wrote a book about it. Apparently he was abused by his ex-wife. He's now left the woman. He was abused by the ex-wife. And he just wrote a book about it. So that is also common. Also, I don't know how common it might be in Nigeria, but in abroad it's a common thing.
Yeah,
So yeah, so just go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, I was just to round up, just to recap on what I was saying there, that the government, every local authority should have measures in place, safeguarding measures where people can go and report. Where people can go and report, because without these measures, as we said, people will just wake up one day and somebody is dead, and that's it.
So, what are the different signs of abuse in your own opinion?
So there are many different signs of abuse to look out for. Again, it would depend on the type of abuse. So we have physical abuse. Now, with physical abuse, maybe somebody will always be having injuries. Every day they have injuries, they have bruises on their body. Every day, oh, what happened to you? Oh, I fell down the stairs. What happened to you? Oh, I bumped into the wall. Nobody can fall down the stairs every day. Nobody can bump into a wall every day. So you have a friend, you have somebody, every day they have injury, every day they have bruises, or maybe you've even witnessed the husband beating them. That is a sign and a symptom of physical abuse. Okay. There are situations of maybe financial abuse also. Financial abuse where somebody is using their power to or their authority to control somebody else's finances. The finance that doesn't belong to them, they are controlling it. So somebody suffering from financial abuse, for example, now they might always be begging for money. Maybe they cannot meet their basic needs, even though they have income. Maybe they just got paid a day ago or recently. They've just been paid. But all the time, every time you see them, they're always asking to beg. They're always begging for money. They're always trying to borrow money, or maybe money is disappearing from their bank accounts. So again, that could be a sign of financial abuse. Okay, psychological abuse too, psychological harm. That one will be affecting somebody's mentality. Maybe things like harassing somebody, bullying somebody, or just telling somebody, oh, look at you, you're rubbish. Look at you, you're good for nothing. You're a waste. You're ugly. All those kind of words, taking away somebody's self-esteem. That's what psychological abuse does. It takes away somebody's confidence. It takes away somebody's self-esteem. Okay. Sexual abuse, again, maybe all of a sudden somebody arrives with pregnancy. Maybe all of a sudden their behavior has changed, and somebody who was very well behaved before, all of a sudden they have very sexual kind of behavior, or the language they're using is very sexual. Okay, it could be as a result of sexual abuse. Somebody has groomed them, and now because of that abuse, they too have now joined a certain kind of a lifestyle. So there are different signs and symptoms to look out for, but normally there will always be a change in behavior. There will be a change in that person's behavior. It could be sometime. Imagine us maybe just being in a room, and then a third party walks into a room. If the victim is in that room, the victim will shake. They will adjust themselves. The victim will be scared. They will be trembling inside that this person has come again. So again, so many things to look out for, and people that work with people, maybe people who work with for example, in the UK here now, people who work, if you notice these kind of things, you have a responsibility to report it to the authorities. So this is one of the things that, if this was implemented in Nigeria, it will be very good. If you go to the hospital now, let's say you take your somebody related to you, you take that person to the hospital this week. Next week again, you take them to the hospital again. A week after, you take them to the hospital again. The hospital staff will start asking you questions. Why is this person always in hospital? What is they will take the woman to a corner and go and talk to her, find out what is going on. They would ask the husband too, what is going on? Why is this woman always having injuries? You know, and then if the staff are not happy with the response, the staff can involve the authorities. They can involve the police and the social services. You know, so these are some of the things that we can look out for when people have a drastic change in their behavior. Maybe people have isolated themselves. Maybe before they used to be very friendly, they used to communicate and interact with their friends, with their family. All of a sudden, they have withdrawn themselves. They've isolated themselves. Then again, we need to be asking them questions. Is everything okay? So it's all about talking to people, you know, people who we know, who have had a very drastic change, who have changed. We don't know why they have changed. It's important that we talk to them and find out. I know that in a country like Nigeria, it can be difficult to go and report these matters, but the authorities need to put measures in place whereby these issues can be reported.
Thank you. We are going to take a quick break.
Okay.
Register to vote and collect your PVC now. Affliction shall not rise a second time.
That is why we members of Global Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria, GCSDN, is calling on all Nigerians, irrespective of tribe, religion, and political affiliation, to embrace our new formula known as 23 unto 23, which means you must encourage 23 persons to register for their voters card. Then the 23 persons should get another 23 persons to register too for their PVC. If 23 is multiplied by 23, we shall arrive at 529 voters card. If 189,035 of us do this, we shall have 100 million voters ready gidigba for the 2023 elections. By December 2022, GCSDN shall organize a global online election where we shall all choose the presidential candidate to support in the 2023 elections. We must elect a patriotic and visionary servant, a servant that will put our country and our citizens' rights above his or her personal interests. Oya, let the journey begin.
This message is powered by Prince Ewemade Concourse, PROGCSDN.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are back again. We're discussing about challenges to the earth well-being Nigeria. Yeah, we've been discussing about the psychological, the emotional aspect of it, or also about the health, Nigeria and the health of Nigerians. You know, right? The average lifespan of a Nigerian is between the age of 54, which is very, very, very sad compared to
54. 54.
54, yes.
Yes, wow.
The last recent survey. That's an average lifespan of a Nigerian in Nigeria. And I also believe the issue of there's no proper health system in place. For example, what we have here in this part of the world, whereby you are sick, you can go for checkup, you don't have to pay for anything. The NHS covers your health, your bill, and everything, including your medication. But in Nigeria, we don't have that. People have to pay their way through everything. And sometimes when they need to get a surgery or an operation, they have to come up with certain amount of money to deposit money before anything can be done. So these are all the factors that I think, in my own opinion, contributing to the reduction in the lifespan of an average Nigerian. Earthwise, people don't. If you look at the situation of the country today, it's very sad. Very, it's not something to really write home about. So people, the economy is bad. Everything is bad. So you don't expect that much from a society that everything is completely upside down. It's not working the way it ought to be, and all that. What are the impacts? What impact does abuse have on mental health?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've kind of mentioned that like previously, as I was saying, because there's no way, even if somebody is rich and you have good job and you have good family and you have wonderful children and you have wonderful progress, and everything is going on very well in your life, but that person has to go home every night to a house of abuse. There's no way that that person will have a good frame of mind to function well. There's no way that person will have a good frame of mind to progress in their goals and in their dreams and in what they want to accomplish. So abuse on the long term, it will just and some people, because they have suffered abuse from maybe as a child, and then it begins to affect them in their adult age. Maybe when they get married, maybe when they have their own family, that is when they begin to see the negative impact of that abuse that they suffered many years ago. So it affects people. Some people get traumatized by it. Some people suffer many years of dysfunction because of that abuse. Some people will go into prostitution because of that. Some people will go into drug abuse, alcohol abuse, or are just even harming themselves, attempting to commit suicide, long-term depression. So all of having anxiety. If the abuser comes into a room where the victim is, the victim will have anxiety. That this person is here again, always scared when they see that particular person. So these are some of the effects of abuse on our mental health.
Thank you.
Yes.
Mental health covers quite a lot. It covers our well-being.
Yes,
it
it
covers
does.
everything in general.
Yes, it
And
does. And we shouldn't, because if we have problems with our physical health, maybe leg pain or any kind of pain in the body, we are always very quick to go and, yes, okay, let's find out so that I can stop this pain. We're always quick to attend to our physical pain. But sometimes, especially men, sometimes we tend to overlook our mental maybe challenges that we might be having with our mental health. We might just give it an excuse, say, oh, it's because my wife upset me, that's why I'm stressed, or because my children upset me, that's why I'm stressed, or because my bank account is low, that's why I'm stressed. But no, a lot of times there are issues that we need to sit down and face and see, how is this matter, how is it affecting me, how is this matter affecting my progress? So before, and this is the thing about women, because women, they share their emotions with their friends, with their sisters, with their people. Women, they share, and you know what they say, that a problem, when you share it, is that problem is divided into two, because at least you've got advice. But men, they don't really talk about their own mental health, maybe because of ego, or because I'm a man, or whatever the reason, so many reasons, and that's why they tend to carry mental ill health. It remains with them for a while, because they have not got the right kind of help. They haven't shared their problem with their fellow brothers, with their fellow men. And this is one thing that people are now doing. Black men now in the UK, because they've accused black men in the UK now that you don't talk about your problems, you don't talk about what is stressing you out, and for some people, they are going out and they are doing things that lead them into trouble. So now people are understanding the importance of talking to people. Talk to your friends, talk to your family, your acquaintances, your colleagues. Talk to people who will listen to you, who will listen to you. And you never know where advice will come from. You never know where good guidance will come from. Advice that will help you, that can put you back on the right track. So, men, it's very important that we find somebody to talk to, so that we can ease that tension of mental stress in our lives.
Thank you. As a Nigerian living in the diaspora, living in the UK, precisely,
Yes.
what is your own overall assessment of the situation when it comes to the issue of health and well-being of Nigerians? What is your own overall assessment? How do you look at it?
To tell the truth, it needs to be fixed. from the foundation. You know what I say? It needs to be fixed from the foundation.
Yeah.
Okay, in that sense that everything needs to change. So, for example, there needs to be mental health facilities where people can go to. Going on the streets now, you on the streets, you see some people that they label them as madman, mad woman roaming the streets. I don't know. Is there any kind of care for those people? Is there any kind of support for those people? Is there any kind of way that they can get necessary support so that they can begin to getting the right support, getting the right kind of care will help them back onto the right track. So with Nigeria, God will help us in the upcoming election to have rulers and people who will win the election, who want to win the election, who want to go and serve the people, and then you serve the people, because one of the most fundamental things that you can do for people before you give people money, before you even give people jobs, they need good health. Because if they don't have good health, they can't even go to the job. If they don't have good health, how are they going to help and raise their family and their children? So things need to be changed from the foundation. Things need to be changed from the foundation. People who don't have income, who are on low income, they need free health. The same way we enjoy it over here. The same way we enjoy it over here. People need free health if they cannot afford it. For those who have good jobs, they have good income, then fine. They don't need the help of the government. But there are some people who need the help of the government to enjoy good health. Good health is not a luxury. It's a necessity. Okay. There is something that many countries signed up to. It's called the Ottawa. It's like a contract anyway. So
Yeah,
all
treaty.
the Ottawa Treaty. Thank you, sir. Ottawa Treaty. Countries signed up to that with the understanding that health is important. It's a basic necessity for everybody, and nobody should be denied health services. And this is why over here we have the NHS. God will help Nigeria to have something similar. Even if not on the level of NHS, at least a beginner's level where people who cannot afford, who don't have income, who don't have jobs, or who have low income, at least they can go and receive basic care for free.
Thank you. I think one of the problems we are facing in Nigeria is they don't have like health centers in different communities, like the way they have it here in the UK.
Yeah.
Whereby they where I live right now, I have two health centers. There's one on this side, there's one on this side.
Yeah.
I can go to either one. People with the address on the other side, people with the address on this side. So if I think we need to have something like that in place in Nigeria,
definitely.
In every community,
I'm sure that
not just
one
I'm sure
we used to have that though. Yeah,
we used to have it back in those days. Yeah, back in those days.
I remember in secondary school, I remember I had to go. My leg, I had bruises. I was learning to ride bicycle, falling down every day, so I had all bruises on my legs. And I had 2 or 3 times a week, I had to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
I never paid nothing. I don't recall them ever telling me, "Oh, you have to pay before you get services." No. So we went there. They even give you pills. They give you painkillers. They give you bandages to change it. Everything was free. But now all of a sudden, people are being charged.
Everything has changed now at a 380 degree. Now in every state right now, what we have is just like the central hospital, central hospital, where everybody from the entire state goes there, which is not really good for the system. They're supposed to be like, if for example, if a state has like 10 or 12 local government, there should be at least 10 or 12 health centers, local health centers within those community that can cater for the need of the people within that area, instead of everybody going all the way down to one central hospital and the hospital is not even functioning. So these are some of the challenges faced by Nigerians, our brothers and sisters, family back home. That The government, we pray that come 2023, the people they'll be able to vote somebody credible, somebody that's willing, ready to change Nigeria, to change our story for good.
Yes.
Not somebody
Yes.
that's going there to service or personal personal in interest, but the interest of the Nigerians should be first before anything else. We need
Definitely.
we need a servant, a patriotic servant that is willing and ready to serve the people, not to be served.
Very true.
So
Very
that's why
true.
we also using this opportunity to encourage every Nigerian. But if you live in the way diaspora, encourage your people to encourage another 23 persons to go and register and collect their PVC. Collect your PVC, be ready, be prepared to vote for somebody credible. Vote your conscience. That's the most important thing. Don't vote because you've been given 2,000 or 5,000 naira. That would, if
Thank
you
you.
divide that 5,000 naira by 4 years, you see that you are the one losing. So it's better
Yeah, of
you
course.
vote your conscience, even if that person doesn't win, but you were not paid, and you actually voted your conscience.
Thank
Because
you.
that matters a lot. You can go to sleep, you sleep well because you voted your conscience. So that's why we're encouraging every Nigerians to go out there, collect your PVC, and make sure you also encourage other persons. 23, that we have a formula called 23 by 23. If you multiply 23 by 23 and you have about 100 something, about 100,000 people doing it, times the 529, at the end of the day, we have almost about 1 million votes,
Yes.
ready for the election.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we are encouraging people to do that, So we've almost come to the end of the program for today. But what is your advice to Nigeria in general in terms of everything we've talked about today?
Yeah. I mean, my advice for I will follow on from what you've just said is about just maybe begging people, please, vote your conscience. Don't look for how much money somebody will give you. Look for their policies. Look for policies that will affect your family, for policies that will affect your progress, that will affect your children, that will affect our health. These are the things that we need people. So people who will know that they will go there, they will fix things. These are the people that we should vote for, so that people with low income, people with no income, they can receive healthcare when they need it. And it's all about making sure that. But if the right people are not there, nothing will happen. So please, all I will say is just we have that vote to use. If we use the vote well, I'm sure there will be a blessing there. If we do not use our vote well, then we cannot really complain about what we see. So yes, so please let's look for leaders. Let's vote for leaders who are full of wisdom, who have policies, and that will impact in a positive way on the country.
Thank you so much, my brother. I also want to use this opportunity to tell every Nigerians, always speak out whenever you are going through emotional or abuses in your relationship, being it husband, being it by a boyfriend and girlfriend. Speak out, speak to your people, your family members. If possible, pack your things and leave. You don't have to die to be in any relationship. That's what led to the death of Osinachi. Everybody knows that. So if you're in such a relationship, just pack your load and leave it. Nobody have to die because the Bible said don't divorce. The Bible didn't say that you must die in any relationship. There's nowhere in the Bible that says so. And the pastors are also encourage people not to divorce. They need to have a think as well. You don't tell somebody not to divorce because when somebody is in an abusive relationship, so you don't have to give that such advice. If somebody is in an abusive relationship, all you need to do is try to work it out with them. If it doesn't work, let them go their separate way.
Even some of the pastors are divorced. Even some of the pastors are divorced themselves.
Yeah, some of the pastors
they
are
divorced
divorced.
themselves.
They're why encouraging somebody to hang in there and look at what happened to our sister. She would have still been alive today.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So our wonderful viewers, please speak up and speak out. Get out of any relationship that's abusive to you mentally, physically, or otherwise. Get out of it. It's only when you are alive that you can live to tell your story. But if you are dead, nobody's going to tell it for you. So, yes, we've come to the end of today's program. I want to thank all our wonderful viewers. I will see you same time, same place next week, Wednesday, for another special edition. My brother Charles, thank you for being a part of this program for today.
No,
And I look
it's a
forward
pleasure.
to
Thank you for
bringing
having
you
me.
back again in the future for another
Yeah.
discourse on other issues.
No problem. Not a problem. Thank you for having me. I'll be looking forward to that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.